By some estimates, the global economy will take a $12 trillion hit from the COVID-19 pandemic. It's already happening in Italy, the third largest economy in Europe. From the town of Grottammare on the Adriatic coast, special correspondent Malcolm Brabant reports.
4-month-old Angelo looks contented. At this tender age, he has no idea just how vulnerable he is. But Angelo's Nigerian mother is worried about where his next meal will come from, which is why she's lined up outside this food bank. She didn't want to give her name.
With the COVID, it's a little bit difficult to feed my son, so I just came to pick some few things to feed my son.
It's not just disadvantaged immigrants who are reliant on food banks. Italians who'd managed to cope before the pandemic are seeking help. Before COVID struck, Samuela Paoloni was supporting both her sister and mother. Now all three are virtually destitute.
I used to be a babysitter, but now I can't find anything.
This food bank in a disused cinema is the tip of a global iceberg. It's estimated that 1 million more Italians have fallen beneath the poverty line as a result of COVID-19. And around the world, according to Oxfam, it's estimated that 500 million people are now considered to be poor as a result of the pandemic. This distribution centre, serving 100 food banks along the central Adriatic coast, is dependent on gifts. The pandemic has stimulated generosity, with supermarkets and restaurants donating food that would otherwise have gone to waste. Their contributions have been essential because of the increased demand from the streets. The operation is run by Francesco Gallieni.
Certamente questa è una cosa veramente molto triste, vedere persone che sono in difficoltà.
This is certainly a very sad situation, seeing people struggling, especially children.
Segnalazione di bambini che...
We've had alerts that children are really in need of food aid. In Italy, it's estimated that 1 million children need food aid because they're going hungry.
Dell'alimentazione normale che un bambino ha bisogno.
It's collection day for the parish of the 16th century Pope St. Pius V. The church in Grottammare is feeding 50 families, which means about 150 people in total. The collection is being supervised by parish priest Don Federico Pompei.
Date tutto, date. Con il Covid-19 sono aumentate le povertà.
With COVID-19, poverty has increased. The poverty that existed has become more profound. And those who were poor have become even poorer. Those who weren't poor are on the verge of becoming the new poor.
65-year-old shoemaker Giuseppe is one of the new poor. Divorce and losing his home before the pandemic were bad enough, but his troubles were just beginning. When COVID struck, his temporary contract with a shoe factory was cancelled. He has no idea when he might work again.
Come vuole che si sente? Si sente un po'.
Huh. How do you expect me to feel? I can't describe it.
Oh, come dire?
I can't find the right word. I feel demoralized. I'm not used to this kind of thing.
Si sente un po' demoralizzato.
Because I've always had a job.
Io non sono abituato a queste cose perché ho sempre lavorato.
Like other food bank clients, Giuseppe has been given an appointment so social distancing can be applied. He collects staples such as pasta and cooking oil. Giuseppe has fixed expenses, including $400 monthly rent, and has to keep his car running in case a job surfaces.
Mi dà un aiuto praticamente. Almeno risparmio qualcosa, risparmio un po' di spese.
It's a help. It means I can save some money, but it's the bare minimum. You get given some stuff, but it's not everything you need.
Non è che è tutto.
But Giuseppe's dependence on food aid could last longer than he expected because the Italian shoe industry is in trouble. Gianpietro Melchiori's shoe factory is treading water. Half of his 30 staff are furloughed. Last year, the company grossed $7 million from shoes like these that retailed for $250 to $400. Before the pandemic began, the company had hoped to expand. Now Melchiori fears disaster.
Unfortunately, on the 21st of March, when the Prime Minister told us to shut down, personally, my dream was shattered. Our objectives were no longer attainable. It was as if the world totally collapsed on us.
Other shoe factories are also suffering a similar downturn in fortunes. So, unless he gets a lucky break, Giuseppe must conserve his handout for as long as possible.
It certainly is a help. I can't tell you if it's going to last me for 10 or 20 days. It depends.
The elderly helpers at the food bank are shy about their volunteer work. They don't want to give their full names.
We are concerned. When you see people going hungry, you can't be untroubled.
The Catholic Church is at the heart of Italian society. In this parish, charity is essential because of what Father Don Federico believes are the inadequacies of the state.
Concretizzare quello che scrivono, quello che dicono, perché la burocrazia è...
What needs to happen is that the promises of aid need to become reality. Unfortunately, bureaucracy is slowing things up a lot. People are struggling because their needs aren't satisfied.
nelle loro esigenze.
Over the past week, an average of 11 Italians have died every day from COVID, down from 900 a day in March. If that trend continues, the economy stands a better chance of recovery, and so do the new poor. But if a second wave comes, then across the world and in Italy, more people will go hungry. For the PBS NewsHour, I'm Malcolm Brabant in Grotta Mare.